You know how much I love Opera GX. If you ever tune into any of my streams, you'll see Opera GX exclusively being used because it's the browser I use for everything. It has tons of fun customization features.
Liam, you think I weigh 93 pounds, you idiot? Nobody.
The captain will be starting the match against Iceland on Friday night. England take the free kick, and Pickford just passes it out to Mark Gay, who's got a right wrist heavily strapped. Gay walking the ball up towards the halfway line. Trent Alexander-Arnold receives it. Alexander-Arnold, now Konza with a touch. He's got Jared Bowen ahead of him. Tries to play it forward. That's blocked by the defender. Alexander-Arnold is in there. And then Konza keeps his feet. Gallagher with a touch back to Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold again to Jared Bowen, still waiting for his first goal for England. Jared Bowen, this is his 8th cap. He thought he'd scored against Belgium in March, if you remember, but VAR ruled it out. Now Eza on the left-hand side. Eza rolls his foot over the ball, then takes it on, beats his man into the box. Palmer tries to cross it, that's blocked. Back to Trippier on his right foot. They wanted him to shoot. Gallagher will have a go, but that curls away wide and high of the far top right corner, and it's a
Fast-acting, long-lasting relief for 7 symptoms of heartburn and indigestion. Think Gaviscon.
To Pjanic, played out to the right.
Para dhe shenja shumë të mira dhe
about that, he just lost his foot. The
It's a brilliant trait to have as a striker.
of the Manchester United and Manchester City players who were involved in the FA Cup final. Most have been given time off, but Grealish is on the bench tonight. Of course, didn't play in the last 4 matches of the season for Manchester City, including the final. 0-0 here at St James's Park. Blue sky above. Long ball forward for Bosnia towards the edge of the penalty area, but Gallagher's able to come across, get the ball down to Alexander-Arnold. Konza's been pulled back, and that's a free kick, fouled by Demirovic. With 20 minutes on the clock, it is 0-0. As I say, the tennis commentary continues on Sports Extra. We're also keeping an eye on Germany-Ukraine tonight as well. The hosts of the Euros, so we'll watch that. That was also a 7:45 kickoff. And with the Euros coming up a week on Friday now, We will obviously always, as ever, on 5 Live, our live match commentaries are right at the centre of what we do, but you'll need your BBC Sounds app ahead of the Euros to listen to the live radio with all of the matches, either on 5 Live, Sports Extra, coverage of all of the games, be able to rewind and listen to the commentaries over again. When it's a BBC TV match, there's the option again of the red button. You can sync the radio commentary up to the TV pictures. The Football Daily will be coming from all over Germany throughout the tournament. We'll be inside the Scotland and England camps, all the podcasts and the coverage right across the BBC. So don't miss it. 0-0. England with the ball inside their own half. And Konza tapping the ball forward towards Palmer. Palmer just evades the challenge. The young player of the season in the Premier League, as he was officially named. Palmer again, after his sensational season, really. 25-goal top scorer for Chelsea, having scored a couple of goals for Manchester City as well before his move. Gallagher now to the left-hand side. He'll have a new manager, as we now know today, confirmed with Enzo Maresca taking over at Chelsea. Here's Gallagher, same applies to him if he's still at Chelsea next season. And then Gay with a long ball towards the edge of the area, but Watkins challenging for it, couldn't beat the defender Katic, and it bounces through to the goalkeeper. So let's get another word from Jonathan Woodgate, and after that it'll be Ian Dennis to take you through to half-time.
Yeah, I'm just watching Cole Palmer when we have the ball. He's just trying to get in the pockets of space, and he's always trying to show for the ball. Every single time, if it's a Gallagher or a Alexander Arnold picking up the ball, Cole Palmer is constantly trying to show for the ball, and it's difficult for a centre-half to try and pick him up because he's just playing slightly in front of him, slightly off-centre with him, but he's always looking to try and get on the ball, Cole Palmer.
You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds here at St James's Park as Bosnia and Herzegovina are playing from left to right as we look, and they've just won a corner kick in front of the Gallagate end over on that far side, the left, as England in their all-purple will retreat inside the penalty area, all bar Cole Palmer. Everybody is back there for Jordan Pickford. 0-0 in these after the midway stage of the first half. So Bosnia corner kick, far side the left. It's an in-swinger. Pickford's come for it, beaten to it by the head of Dunk. Bouncing ball just in the inside of the penalty area for England, and then out it comes. Alexander-Arnold is there, and then it's just poked away down the touchline by Katic, and it will be an England throw. In many ways, you know, I mean, it's not a great spectacle.
I can't believe you corporate types are still calling each other rock stars.
You're a rock star.
We're all rock stars.
Ooh, look at my data-driven insights. I'm a rock star.
Great job putting finance and HR on one platform with Workday.
Thank you!
Guys, can you keep it down? I'm working.
You people are...
Hand over the air guitar.
I've got another one.
Turn the whole town upside down. Have you running like Wee Willie Winky just in your nightgown? Throw 1,000 bricks like 100,000 rowdy kids. You couldn't oust me with 1,000 cans of Housebreak. Don't wanna fall. Can't do it on my own. Baby, can't you hear my call?
Potential injuries, as well as looking who's trying to stake their claim. It's like being the footballing equivalent of David Attenborough on Planet Earth. As that's great play by Palmer, who's growing into the game. Cole Palmer,
Fantastic talent. He just has that languid style about him where he just beats players, and he looks so easy on the eye when he does it. He's a magnificent. I love the player because he always wants to try and get on the ball in between the lines. He's patient as well. He doesn't always go deep for it. He stays in his position and he moves across the pitch to try and find it.
Well, Palmer has come across to this near side, the left, to take the corner. It's a left-footed corner kick, and it's headed on at the near post. It was a good darting run by Ollie Watkins. Took a deflection on its way through and was caught by the Bosnian goalkeeper Vasil. It's his first start for Cole Palmer, but even back in March they were so impressed with him, the way that he just slotted in, just so relaxed, so chilled, Cole Palmer. And for Eberechi Eze, not only is it also his first start, but it's his first appearance at home when you consider his previous appearances have been away at Malta and then at Scotland away as well. So Eberechi Eze, who gives you something a little bit different. You think about Jack Grealish, whose position I think isn't assured at all by any stretch of the imagination for the final squad of 26. Grealish sometimes doesn't beat the man straight away. Eze glides across the surface, and that's his first intention. Very, very positive.
I think if Jack Grealish had been fit all season, he'd have definitely gone. He hasn't played that many times, so there's still a question mark there. It'll be interesting to see what Gareth does with it.
Gay out to Trippier, the England captain, third time that he's skippered his country, Wales and Andorra previously, as Trippier passes the ball back to Guéhi. He made 3 appearances towards the end of the season that's just gone. He started, of course, the game on the last day of the season, but he started in the centre of midfield, did Guéhi, who'd been out with, as John was saying, for such a long time with a knee injury. He comes forward now, forward ball, finds his Crystal Palace teammate. Eze, good strength, now facing forwards, rolls away from another man, drops his shoulder, comes inside again. Lovely play by Eze, finds Palmer, shifts it on the outside, and the cross comes in then from that right-hand side, but that was mesmerising play by Eberechi Eze.
When he comes inside the pitch and he just dips his shoulder and he goes one way and he goes the other way, his balance is terrific. It's a great run by him. Do you know what else, Deno, that you like to see as well? Players who've been rejected at clubs when they were young and they think they're out of the game when they're 16-year-old, but they keep on going and they keep on going and they go for trials at different clubs and they might get released again, but they don't stop.
Yeah.
They have that resilience about them. He's got that in abundance.
Yeah, well, he's been tested in so many ways. You think back to that Achilles injury that forced him to withdraw from the provisional Euro squad 3 years ago. As the corner kick for England, it's an outswinger, it drops for Dunk, it's poked goalwards. It's a good save actually by Vasil with his legs. They get it away, and then Guéhi's header, he'll have a second chance to head it further back to Jordan Pickford. England just getting on top now, Leon.
Yeah, I mean, Bosnia haven't done an awful lot and England have not been stretched, but at the other end of the pitch, England hadn't created much, but just started to get the important players in possession of the ball. Cole Palmer started to drift into spaces that is getting him involved, and that's actually left a bit of space for Eze to come inside as well. And he's electric when he picks the ball up with the desire that he's got. Those are the two players you want on the ball. Watkins and Bowen will run away and create space. When Palmer and Eze gets on the ball, England look very good.
It was Konsa who poked the ball goalwards. That was blocked, picked up now here by Bosnia, and an opportunity with Hajradinovic. Gigovic has actually gone down, holding the base of his back, and the ball is knocked out of play. That necessarily hasn't helped the flow of the game. There's been a number of stoppages in this first half.
3 times now, going down a bit too easy and staying down a bit too easy. You just want the flow of the game, to help the atmosphere in the game. He's just been booked as well, which is...
A yellow card shown by the referee from Norway, Rohit Sagi, who will not be one of the 18 match officials who you'll be watching or listening to in the Euros. Of course, comprehensive coverage throughout the BBC for the tournament that starts with Germany against Scotland. So Guéhi has been booked. Interesting as well about Konsa, we talk about players trying to stake their claim. You know, he first start was against Belgium. He'd made his debut, of course, days before that against Brazil. But if you recall, John Stones had an injury about 10 minutes into that game against the Belgians. So therefore, Konsa at right back had to move into the centre of defence. So this is his first real start to try and impress as the deputy for Kyle Walker.
Yeah, and he can do that. He played there for Villa as well. Last season he can play in that role. He's quick, he's intelligent with his defensive positioning, and I always like it when a centre-back can play right back as well. They can do both sides of the game, and it shows he's got speed and he's quick, and it helps a lot.
Play back underway, still goalless here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Vasil chips the ball out towards that far side for Gazibegovic, kept in play by Alexander. Oh no, it wasn't. It will be a throw to Bosnia over on that far side. When they initially selected this game, Bosnia were in the playoffs. They subsequently lost that against Ukraine, so there could have been every chance that they may have figured at the Euros when the selection was made. But it was a different type of profile to what England had wanted when they took on, you know, two teams in the top 5 of the rankings in March in Brazil and Belgium. They've got Iceland, of course, to follow this on Friday. You'll hear that, of course, here on BBC Radio 5 Live. And don't forget, tomorrow we'll have live coverage of France against England in Saint-Etienne for that Women's Euro 2025 qualifier. 8 o'clock kickoff, all the build-up from 7. But this is a warm-up game, the penultimate warm-up game. It's still goalless as Dunk, coming forward now, the Brighton and Hove Albion defender, carries the ball into the Bosnian half. Konsa, Bowen just tried to tickle it first time. Alexander Arnold has been, I don't think he's had a misplaced pass yet in the midfield, has he?
Broke sweat.
Here is Eza, coming in off the left touchline, looking to link up with Watkins, goes away from Watkins, and then the ball is played back by Tahirovic, and then swept away, all in red, by Nikola Vasil, the 28-year-old goalkeeper. They've had a number of retirements, so he's now got an opportunity to become the new number 1, as the ball is brought away at the back by Bicacic, and then a stumbling Gigovic passes the ball in field. Radinovic, Gigovic once again, and Bosnia seeing a little bit more of the ball. Well, what do you think Gareth Southgate would have made of it, Leon? 12 minutes to go to half-time, 0-0.
Yeah, well, you have to remember international football can be quite slow at times, and it's a bit more of a chess match than Premier League games. England have certainly dominated possession, they've dominated territorially. I don't think we've got, as I mentioned, Eze and Palmer in the game as much as we'd like.
There's a break on now here for Bosnia, and carrying the ball forward is Saric. Gigovic now switches the ball back out to Gazibegovic, who has a shot. That was blocked and cut out by Lewis Dunk on the edge of the 6-yard area. Gets a pat on the back from Jordan Pickford. I remember being at the Stadium of Light when Andros Townsend, who was a Newcastle player at the time, came on for about the last 14 minutes, and there was playful booing from the Sunderland supporters because of the Newcastle connections. You know what it's like in this part of the world. There was a cry of England's number 1 quite early on, after a little bit of booing and jeering from the Gallagate end. All in good taste, I'm sure, for Jordan Pickford. Let's put it this way, this is the best reception he'll ever get at St James's Park.
Exactly, yeah. And at the Riverside.
Trippier, bit of room to run into over the halfway line, slows it down, spreads play, high ball out towards that far side, taken on the chest by Jared Bowen. Bosnia, though, drop off, so every white shirt is back behind the ball. Back to the feet of Bowen, bit of room to run into now for Bowen, right corner of the area, inside towards Palmer. Palmer onto his left foot, just nicked away from him, and then the ball is passed out from defence by Radinovic. Just thought it might have opened up there for Cole Palmer.
Yeah, he just tried to poke it through his legs really and get that shot off with his left foot. Didn't quite make it, but you can see the type of craft he's got in Cole Palmer to try and make them opportunities from nothing really.
Here is Alexander Arnold taking over once again, just forward of the centre circle. Konsa passes the ball out wide right. Bowen. Konsa's made the run. There is a pocket of Bosnian supporters high up in the gods, away towards our left in the Leazes end. The front section are either in black t-shirts or bare-chested. You can tell they're in Newcastle. There are some traditions when you come to St James's Park. They won't. I tell you what, I can just feel the temperature starting to drop.
You brought your coat?
I have, yes. I might have overclubbed tonight. I brought the big thick coat for what has been a glorious day in the northeast. But those Bosnians won't stay bare-chested, I tell you, by full time. Here is Gehi inside, gets the return ball, runs down the side, got a hand in the arm. A hand in the face, rather, by Ahmed Hodzic, the Sheffield United defender. Hand in the arm, that was a foot in the mouth. Stop giggling, Leo. can feel you shaking next to me. Palmer, Konsa, still 0-0. Harry Kane is on the bench. He will start against Iceland on Friday. John Stones, incidentally, will be all right for Friday. Had a little brief chat with him ahead of the game. But there's no Shaw, Maguire, Saka, Stones or Gordon. Stones actually didn't link up with the England squad until Saturday, so there was no real issue with John Stones. Saka has been progressing from that muscle injury. It's a high ball, is switched out into the inside left channel of the penalty area. Trippier unable to keep the ball in play. Shaw is a little bit more optimistic, Gareth Southgate. Maguire was one-on-one training yesterday at Rockcliffe, and Anthony Gordon might be okay for Friday.
I think Gareth's not even really thinking about that game. He'll be thinking about that first game in Germany when his players are going to be fit. That's what he'll be looking to aim for.
Haven't really created much though, have they? I mean, I know it's effectively a second string side, but there's been little bursts from Eze, Palmer, Alexander-Arnold's impressed in the midfield, but haven't really had a sustained spell in the game in this first half.
Sometimes you get that with international friendlies, especially at this stage of the season. They probably had maybe a week off or maybe 10 days off. Some of them, they come back, they've trained a little bit, there's a little bit of routine in there. So I understand why it's a little bit slow at times, and you know, Bosnia is staying deep behind the ball and they're compact and it's difficult for us to play through them, but this is what we're going to face in the Euros. There'll be teams that is playing against us who are compact, defensive minded, then look to break on the counter-attack.
Very much so. Serbia, Denmark and Slovenia. Serbia in the opening game in Gelsenkirchen on the 16th. Gareth Southgate not happy with the challenge that was put in on Everici Eze there. England almost won the ball back. In fact, if you recall the two warm-up games ahead of the last Euros that were both played at Middlesbrough against Romania and Austria, they're both 1-0 victories for England, so hardly goal fests, but it's a question of getting players back fit, building up their intensity levels. There's a lot to factor in.
Exactly, the minutes in the legs are really important as well. Different positions of certain players. You say Cole Palmer's first start,
yeah,
which is really important for him to start feeling at home in that position. Can we thread balls through to him even more?
Ollie Watkins had an opportunity to stretch his legs. He was sent off in pursuit of the ball away down to the left-hand side. He got a little push in the back from Katic, formerly of Glasgow Rangers. Had 4 years at Ibrox before he left for Zurich, where he still plays this season. The 27-year-old defender, 60 appearances during his time with Rangers. As Vasil, the goalkeeper, all in red, is in no real hurry to take this goal kick, as it remains 0-0 with 7 minutes to go to half-time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Gallagher keeps the ball in play, but actually presents it to Tahirovic. Eze plays it on the inside. Gallagher on the stretch, beaten to it though by Radeljic, who came out of defence. He's one of the three central defenders, Radeljic. We've got Bazi Begovic on that far side as a left wing back, and then on this near side they've got Bicakcic as the right wing back, but hardly getting forward on many occasions for a Bosnia side that has actually lost their last 4 games. The last time they lost 5 in a row, you have to go back 12 years, as Pickford, all in yellow, passes the ball forward. Alexander-Arnold gives it back to Pickford, and then off that trusty left foot hits it downfield, but that was met forcefully by Katic in the air into the centre circle. Palmer did well to take it away of the challenge of Saric. Alexander-Arnold, an inviting ball, short out towards the right-hand side. Konsa, the right back for England, under the clear blue skies here on Tyneside on a mild evening, as Palmer now runs back towards the halfway line for England in their all-purple. Gallagher, forward ball, look towards Bowen, cut out once again though by Radeljic. There's a Bosnian player who's gone down, that's Demirovic. Now this is Palmer who picks it up. There's nobody out wide. He had to delay the pass out towards the right. Konsa was slow to join the attack. Bowen wasn't there. Palmer, flat ball in. One bounce into the penalty area, and it kicks on and out for a goal kick, and it's still 0-0 with 5 minutes to the break.
Yeah, it just showed there, the more we get the ball to Cole Palmer, the better it's going to be for England. We just haven't done it as much as we could have in the game, I think, because he's showing a lot in between the lines, and he's even sometimes with his arms stretched out wide thinking, give me the ball, give me the ball. He's constantly wanting the ball, but can we get it to him quicker?
Thing is, Leon, is that when it comes to that starting lineup, if everybody's fit, you'd have Kane leading the line, you'd have Saka, Foden. And obviously, where do you play Bellingham? But who fits in that? Who plays the 10 and who plays left?
Well, yeah, I mean, Gareth Southgate has got a few decisions that he will make. I'm sure everybody up and down the country's got their own opinion on where you play Bellingham, where you play Foden, where you play Saka.
Ooh, that was a loose ball. And there's a chance here for Bosnia, and in the end the shot came in from Hajrudanovic. It was a careless pass. He took time to measure himself, and it was a left-footed effort that just went wide. Mark Gahey was the one with the errant ball.
Yeah, it was a yard away from Trent. I didn't think Trent it was a good block by Trent in the end, you know, because that could have gone into the far corner. It was a good block, really good block.
Corner kick then for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Far side to the left, it's another in-swinger, and it's headed out by Watkins at the near post. Hajrudanovic heads it back. This is Gazibegovic with his dark hair. Ball now lifted forward. Demirovic has stayed forward, beaten in the air though by Gahey, and Dunk lays it forward to Alexander-Arnold. Strokes it on the inside, finds Eza in a central area midway through his own half, who plays it first time out towards Bowen. Brings the ball under control, right hand side, Bowen into the penalty area, too far ahead of Palmer and cleared by the Bosnian defence and out for a throw. 0-0.
It was a right idea by Bowen there, but just didn't. It was a yard ahead of Palmer. He didn't quite anticipate it, but it was a better bit of play by Bowen out on that right hand side of the pitch.
3 minutes to go to the break. So you said earlier on, Leon, everybody's got an opinion. What's your opinion? Where do you start Bellingham? Where do you start Foden? Who plays 10 for you?
I think Foden plays 10 for me. I think I'd play Bellingham in there as well, a little bit deeper maybe, making those forward runs, because I think what's crucial when you look at this game tonight and you look at international football, when you're playing against teams as stubborn as this, you have to have somebody doing what Cole Palmer's doing tonight, being quick and speedy on the half turn in that position. We're blessed, we've got Palmer and we've got Foden. Foden has been outstanding this season. He starts in there for me. And I think if you can play Bellingham a little bit deeper, making those runs, arriving late, I think that's how I would do it. But the thing about the team tonight, what we're looking at, there's more of an understanding about what we consider our first 11 at the moment. They played together a lot longer. They instinctively now understand where each other are on the pitch because of the time spent together. These players are outstanding, but we're seeing more of individual moments, individual quality, rather than a team play and a team understanding. And you know, as I say, that's the norm when you put players together that haven't really played together an awful lot.
And that's the benefit of the game, I guess, Woody, isn't it? That, you know, the different combinations that Gareth Southgate wants to see, as Bowen almost nicked the ball away from Radeljic, but instead he now finds Gazibegovic, who will run forward for Bosnia. And he just rolls the ball out short on the left-hand side. Just over 60 seconds remaining. We're on until 10 o'clock tonight when Gordon Smart takes over, so if we're unable to bring you any live reaction on, I'm sure we will, here at St James's Park before we are off air at 10. And don't forget the Football Daily podcast will give you all the reaction from this game. Don't forget we're hearing from Pat Nevin at half-time as well, after Gibraltar 0, Scotland 2 in that earlier friendly game that kicked off at 5 o'clock. But from the 10th of June, the Football Daily podcast will focus solely on the Euros as we build up to our extensive coverage in Germany, as Alexander-Arnold spreads play out towards Palmer, off the chest on that right touchline. Palmer now, Concert provides the support on the overlap, back towards Gallagher, by and large though playing in front of this Bosnian team. Gallagher now forward to Bowen, looking for a little bit of cut and thrust, and now delivers across from the right. Trippier heads it back, drops 6 yards out. Watkins was there, Eza was there, Watkins still battling for the ball, and then hooked away by the Bosnian defence. Dunk plays it back to Gahey. We'll find out how much stoppage time there will be. The fourth official is poised here at St James's Park as a nice little chip ball over the top by Gahey towards Cole Palmer. Finds Watkins with his back to goal, to Palmer once again. The angle is acute. His first shot was blocked. 60 seconds, which we're now into, of additional time. Palmer looking to try and create a little bit of magic on the right. Gallagher back towards Bowen. Looks for a shooting opportunity and shoots low. Left-footed. Basile with a comfortable save.
Took it early as well, Jared Bowen. I thought he might surprise the keeper even more. He took it early. Little touch out of his feet. And just came into the near post. It was a decent strike. Keeper done okay in the end.
England 0, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0. BBC Radio 5 Live. The Norwegian referee will soon be blowing his half-time whistle as Alexander Arnold hooks the ball away downfield. Gazi Begovic gets the ball back from Tahirovic, and they are going to go all the way back to their goalkeeper, who was an ever-present as St. Pauli were crowned champions of Bundesliga 2. He hasn't really been overworked in this first half as the half-time whistle sounds. You'll get the thoughts during the break of Leon Osman and Jonathan Woodgate, but half-time here at St James's Park, the 7th different home venue other than Wembley that under Gareth Southgate when he's taken them on the road. And we're yet to see a goal. England 0, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0. Steve.
Leon, every time Eberechi Eze or Cole Palmer get on the ball, you can hear it. You can hear in the crowd that little raise in the level of expectancy, which kind of highlights how, I want to say how impressive they've been. They've been good, haven't they? It's not been a great game, but they've been good.
Well, they've been exciting. They are exciting players, and you know, we're blessed in this country. We're talking about that we're now into our second string. I think that's probably true, maybe a bit disrespectful, but they are trying to burst on to the first 11. But they're outstanding talents. I mean, the way they can manipulate the ball, the way they can turn, the way they can run with the head up, the way that they don't need to look at the ball, they're looking at players around them whilst trying to create something is a special talent. And yeah, when we've been able to get them to the ball, we've actually looked quite exciting. We've looked like we can create.
Just rent a car from £9 a day to explore places that are just exceptional. And just do all sorts of activities. But really, you just want to stay at the hotel to do what you've been dreaming of all year. Just nothing at all. Gold Car. It's just a car.
Didn't perform, or maybe, you know, give me the opportunity and I'll get out on the grass and I'll show you what I can do, because that's what Eze's doing at the moment. That's what Cole Palmer's doing at the moment. They're saying that I think I might be in the squad at the moment and you're going to have to wrestle this shirt from me, because when I get the ball I'm going to create something. I'm not just going to pass on responsibility. I'm not just going to keep the ball moving. I'm going to try and make something happen at the right times. You can't just try and create something and do something every single time you get the ball. It becomes predictable. But when opportunity been there, yeah, they've tried to do something, and that's what everybody on the bench, we're talking Jack Grealish, we'd say Maddison as well, they'll want to get on the pitch as quickly as possible.
And Jonathan, just on Kieran Trippier, it's fascinating because we're only about 20 metres from the pitch here, so you can have a real good close look at Kieran Trippier. And what I noticed in the first half is the other side of the game that Gareth Southgate will love about him, which is he is constantly telling everybody what to do. Sometimes, even if they're on the opposite side of the pitch, he's talking, he's pointing, he's telling them.
He's a leader, and that's what leaders do, and he's paramount to what England are going to do in this tournament, I think, as well. Even if he doesn't play, if it's Shaw comes in after a game or so, but he's paramount to the squad. He can play right back, left back, but like you said, he's a leader, and to have those leaders in your group going into a tournament is absolutely huge. But it's great watching him. It's brilliant watching him, because if you look at any of the young players these days and you see them sometimes in youth games and there's not a lot of leaders, there's not a lot of talkers, but I tell you what, you can't get your career in the game if you're a good talker and you're communication, you boss people around, and you offer encouragement, and you can see Trippier doing that all game.
Good stuff. So England 0, Bosnia 0, half-time here at St James's Park. Second half commentary, of course, to come today, by the way, sees the launch of a brand new Euros-focused series of the Match of the Day Top 10 podcast. Gary Lineker, Micah Richards, Alan Shearer ahead of the Euros this summer. Only available, of course, on BBC Sound. So new episodes dropping daily on the feed, starting with episode 1, which is all about Euros defenders. We're going to talk a bit more Euros with Pat Nevin after Gibraltar 0, Scotland 2 in their first Euros warm-up earlier this evening. We'll do that after the news with Stuart Clarkson.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Steve, thank you. Good evening. Nigel Farage has announced he's returning to frontline politics and will run as a candidate in the general election for the Reform UK party, which he'll now also lead. Mr Farage says he decided to try again to become an MP because he didn't want to let millions of people down. Here's our political editor, Chris Mason.
Just a week ago, he told me he wouldn't stand as a candidate. Here we are, a week later. Hey, presto, he has changed his mind. Now, he's likely to be, and his party is likely to be, a bit part player in terms of winning seats. But, my goodness, their capacity to scare the Conservatives is absolutely colossal.
Israel's army has announced that 4 hostages taken by Hamas, including an Israeli-British national, have died in Gaza. He's been named as 51-year-old Nadav Popelwell. An Israeli military spokesman, Daniel Hagari, said he believed the hostages were killed a number of months ago. Foreign Secretary Lord Cameron has said tonight he's greatly saddened to hear the news and his thoughts are with Mr Popelwell's loved ones. 2 men wanted by the French authorities have been arrested in London in connection with the death of a 7-year-old girl who drowned attempting to cross the Channel in a boat in April. The 19 and 24-year-olds are both from Sudan and appeared in court over the weekend. Figures from Cancer Research UK show there's been an increase in cancer rates among people under 50. Researchers say while the cases are a small proportion of the overall population and still quite uncommon, the trend requires further investigation. Nazar Tarabi is from the charity.
At the moment, we're looking at things like the increase in obesity, the change in diet and exercise. And so what the research is really looking at is how we can unpick those reasons, because definitely a proportion of this rise will just be random chance, it will just be random genetics. But in other cases, it will be linked to risk factors that people can actually do something about.
And HMRC has apologised after around 500,000 people didn't receive their child benefit payment because of what it called a technical issue. Some parents say they've been unable to buy food or pay bills today. HMRC
What? Alright, you're banned. Okay, what's up, 4 out of 956?
Soul said you are so ski-baity, my friend.
No,
All
not
right,
the Texas
so,
speech! Do not start at the Texas speech.
Please ignore the background. Okay. First, what do you look like? Like, I need to bleach my eyes because you look ugly as heck. Bro, like, nobody likes you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your roast, really? What? Alright, you're banned. Okay, what's up, 4 out of 956?
Soul said you are so ski-baity, my friend.
Serial, join. What's up, Serial?
It all went down.
Oh my gosh, shut up. What's up, Serial?
Oh. Alright, hold up. Crazy, you have more chins than...
Because you have these stupid to pay for that.
Yes, they are!
Like...
Alright. Okay, Serial! Nobody likes you. Alright, Fame, you can... Oh, wait, why is my... Okay. Serial, join. What's up, Cereal?
It all went down.
Oh my gosh, shut up. What's up, Cereal?
Oh. Alright, hold up. Prez, you have more chins than your subscribers. Like
No, I do. Alright, chat, who we invited next, bro? How do I get in? Join the Discord. Discord.gg/cruise. Okay, who we invited next? Isaac. I think Isaac's gonna get a good one. And who is bullshit? Dude. Oh, you actually got it? Oh.
Soul said, Cruz, you should set to do a skincare
Bro,
routine.
he just said he brought Chick-fil-A with the side of personality. Oh, thanks for the...
Is that steak? Who is that?
Sauce.
Yeah, that's all. They forgot the rest of your order.
Really?
Casio said, why is
I'll just eat it
Casio in
after.
your house?
I'll just eat it after. Okay. I'll just keep it right here. Thank you.
More.
Oh, there's more. You got a side of egg.
Yeah, I got you 3 chicken nuggets.
Yes! Wait. He got me 3 chicken nuggets! Let's go. Thank you.
Cruz's kitten keeps unmuting himself.
Ciao. Alright, Isaac. What is up, Isaac?
Okay. You look like an upside
Shut up, Cruz's kitten!
mushroom. You look like a muffin. You look like an upside down bullet. You look like a... you look like an explosion cloud. I forgot what it was called.
A nuclear mushroom cloud?
Yeah, you look like a mushroom cloud.
Alright, goodbye. Nope.
Bye.
Okay, I'm inviting the Cruz. He is not me. He's pretending to be me. Why aren't you able to join? Give me a kiss. I am not giving you a kiss, bro. Okay, join the Cruz. Join.
Give me a kiss to camera for this super roll.
Of course you eating, bro. Oh my gosh. Dry West, get your goofy pictures out of here. Okay, look, Cruz, what's up? Oh, you got me. Okay, Fakila, what'd you send me? What did Fakila send me? How the freak you have that?
And with Colin and me, it mean the world to us.
All right,
Thank you.
We got one more video after this. All right, let me turn it back on. All right, let me turn it back on. All right, let me see. Let me see, guys. All right, so you have to say suggest. You have to say suggest, and then there we go. All right, I show speed barking. Bro, this is hilarious, guys. This video is hilarious. All right, I show speed barking. Bro,
your web browser, whether it be Chrome or Microsoft Edge, all right? So this is how I did it. There's this website called Stream Element.
Bosnians keeping possession inside their own half. England support, it's that usual mix of England fans who'll have come from all over the country. There'll be lots of Newcastle fans in here, but I would suspect as well there'll be lots of Sunderland and Middlesbrough fans as well in here supporting the home team. Alexander-Arnold playing the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area, but that's headed away on the edge of the box. Back to Gay on the halfway line. Now Kieran Trippier looks for Gallagher in field. Gallagher square to Alexander-Arnold, low through to Bowen. Bowen, edge of the area, shoots. That was blocked by a defender. Alexander-Arnold was onto the deflection, gives it to Konza on the right-hand side. Didn't cross it immediately, might have done that. Alexander-Arnold's ball in, deflects off the defender, but it took the pace off it, and it just skittered through to goalkeeper Vasil, who was able to drop on it, and it remains 0-0.
Again, like the first half, Trent Alexander-Arnold's just trying to get on the ball in certain areas, just trying to slot little balls through. He's found Ollie Watkins now a couple of times down the side, but to be fair to him, he looks pristine in that centre of the midfield position.
Here's Palmer now, but Palmer overhits that pass, and that's out of play for a throw into Bosnia halfway inside their own half. 0-0, 5 Live, BBC Sounds. So England tonight without the injured players, so no Luke Shaw. We'll have to wait and see what the state of play is going to be with him. Harry Maguire, whether he's going to be fit for the tournament. Anthony Gordon, the feeling is that he might be okay for Friday night. Bukayo Saka as well. Feeling was from Gareth Southgate yesterday, if he has a rest, because he had a groin injury at the end of the season, but he might be involved on Friday as well. And then the other Manchester United and Manchester City players will be in the picture for Friday evening as well. Here is Trippier down the left-hand side. Trippier just checks back, so the Bosnians are back in position, mass defence. Then Gallagher, square from Gallagher to Eza. Yellow boots, England in this purpley grey kit that they're wearing here. Now to Palmer on the right-hand side, but Palmer goes back in field to Trent Alexander-Arnold. First time ball through, that's nice. Palmer, low left foot shot, took a deflection. The goalkeeper was scrambling to his left, but he knew he wasn't going to be able to reach it and stop it going behind for an England corner from the right.
That combination again through Alexander-Arnold and Palmer. He's just slotting them passes through. Trent, when he sees them, hitting them, doesn't even second guess it, just plays it straight away.
Corner taken short by Alexander-Arnold to Watkins, just inside the box. Back to Alexander-Arnold, curls it to the back post, header from Dunk, that's blocked. Konza's onto this, shoots from the angle, and that's deflected as well, which takes it behind for another corner from the opposite side. I mean, it's not been a thriller, it's not been gripping, but England are beginning to increase the pressure, and they do have an opportunity now with a corner from the other side in front of the Gallagher end at St James's. In it comes to the near post, but that's headed up and away by Radeljic out of the penalty area, and Bosnia pull it clear over towards this side of the field. The Bosnian left, actually. Gigovic did well there. Now on the left-hand side, here's Saric looking for the run through the middle, but Mark Gay went with him, so the Bosnians had to go back into their own half, back to the halfway line, and they're knocking it around there again in their own territory. Gigovic just has a look over his shoulder to see where Palmer is, and actually they've gone all the way back towards the edge of the penalty area. What have you spotted, Jonathan?
Yeah, Konza just looks like he's carrying something there. Looks like he's hobbling, whether he's had a kick on an ankle, but he's just grimacing in a few times.
Yeah, I can see that, just as you say it, as he was just trying to make a quick run back into his own half. Well, that's one of the things, isn't it, from these two matches, that what no coach wants is more injuries. And Gareth Southgate just actually appears from underneath the roof of the dugout, the Perspex dugout here at St James's Park. For those who are interested in this kind of thing, this is obviously what he's going to be wearing at the Euros. Gareth Southgate is a sort of sandy-coloured, short-sleeved collared shirt. Here is Bowen now on the right-hand side, whips the ball across, Palmer on the edge of the area, drags it back, shoots, that's blocked, and it bounces into the path of the defender who's able to clear it. Classic Cole Palmer there. We've seen him do that sort of thing for Chelsea all season, that cute little drag back in the shot.
Icy cold in them moments, isn't he? Just didn't quite come off this time.
So Bosnia are able to play it away, but Alexander-Arnold gets a touch on that. Yeah, I have to say one of my memories of this season was that 4-4 draw between Chelsea and Manchester City at Stamford Bridge, when Chelsea got the penalty way into added time. And who was it who stepped up to take it? Cole Palmer against his old club. and scored it as though it was on the training ground on a Thursday afternoon. Alexander-Arnold goes for one of those passes, but Bowen couldn't quite get there. It was just slid away by Gazi Begovic. England just increased the tempo here. The passing slicker and quicker, and Gallagher's ball in now from the right-hand side. Took a deflection. I'm not sure the goalkeeper was able to get to that before it was over the line. No, he didn't. Referee Saggy says, yeah, another corner to England from the right.
They're starting to really sustain the pressure now. It's like little attacks after attacks, whereas first half it was attack. Maybe they'd counter and they wouldn't get back into the 18-yard box for a while, but now it's more England. They're more on top. There's a few substitutes warming up as well.
Yeah, whole rank of them, 6 of them down there warming up. That's Jonathan Woodgate, Leon Osman with us as well on 5 Live here tonight on Tyneside. Alexander-Arnold with the corner towards the back post. Watkins got ahead to it. It was going well wide. It's actually hit someone, bounced down. Bowen. Then it's played in by Trippier all the way across to Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. Pack penalty area in front of him. Goes to the byline, pulls it across. Hits the defender's shins, bounces behind. It was Demirovic, actually, the player that it hit. So it's another England corner. This is number 5 of the second half. Yep, the pressure's increasing. And England have got Bosnia pinned back in there. Corner once again for Alexander-Arnold. So the outswinger again, it's a deep one to the back post. It is headed up and away. There are a couple of England men who've gone down there. Nodded back across the box by Eze. Then the shot by Bowen right through the 6-yard box. I'm amazed no one got a touch on that. That could easily have been deflected in. It did get a deflection, but that took it beyond and wide, and it's another corner.
Surely one of the players has to gamble there on that. I'm just watching it back. Surely Conor Gallagher can get on the back for it. When Bowen's just firing it across the edge of the area. It looked like there was a pull in there as well, John, by one of the Bosnia defenders.
Yeah, when the original corner came in. And yes, actually, there is a VAR check going on, a potential penalty. So referee Saggy is just saying to Alexander-Arnold, don't take it yet. Actually, another little thing we haven't mentioned yet tonight, where semi-automated offside is being used tonight. So that's what we're going to see eventually in the Premier League next season, and we will see at the Euros. However, more importantly, penalty check, and the referee's putting his whistle to his lips. I thought he might. Yes, he is. He's going to go to the screen and have a look at this, and you know what this almost certainly means. So this may well result in a penalty. And the Bosnian coach Barbarez is standing down in front of us with his arms wide. And you reckon England have got a case here?
It's a clear penalty. Look, if you can see, he's just pulling his. You can even see he's just pulling number 3 off his back.
Yeah, Konza, whose shirt is being pulled by, I think it's Tahirovic, the midfielder. And this, as Konza was trying to reach the ball, yeah, and he's done his best as well there. The legs disappear below him, and here we are. It's a penalty to England. VAR steps in. The yellow card is out as well. Tahirovic is going to be booked for that. Yep, he's just looking for the number 6, the Ajax man who's been playing with Jordan Henderson this season. He conceded the penalty, and who's going to get it? Who is going to take this penalty? Is it going to be Cole Palmer?
Only one man takes this.
He's got the ball. Kieran Trippier's over there as well. Jared Bowen is hanging around, but I think he might be just protecting the penalty spot. And Harry Kane is actually waiting to come on the edge, on the side of the pitch, and I think he's having a laugh about this. If he'd been on a minute earlier, he might have been on for goal number 63 for England, and that's going to be a raft of substitutions coming after this for England. But it is the chance for Cole Palmer on his first start for England to score his first goal for England in front of the Gallagher end here at St James's Park, staring down at the ball. He's ready to strike this with that trusty left foot of his. England's number 7 tonight. Still he waits.
Why he'd be going at the Euros. He's an incredible penalty taker as well, and I'm sure at some point we might need that.
Right, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 England substitutes. Immediately after Gareth Southgate's team has taken the lead, Kane, Grealish, Maddison and 2 debutants. First caps coming right up now for Jared Branthwaite of Everton, and also from the man who's come from almost nowhere, Adam Wharton of Crystal Palace, who moved from Blackburn during the mid-season transfer window, had a superb finish to the season as Crystal Palace did so well, and now here he is stepping into the England team.
Yeah, we played against him quite often for Middlesbrough against Blackburn in the Championship, and you could see he was a really talented player, has a lot of class about him on the pitch, never really gets caught in possession of the ball as a centre midfielder, finds passes through the lines and very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Real good player.
Big cheer for Kieran Trippier, who is withdrawn. So the captain's armband, of course, has gone to Harry Kane, with him on the field now. Harry Kane for his 90th cap for England. And the other players to come off: Watkins, Palmer, so the goal scorer's off, Mark Gay and Eberici Eza. And the Bosnians are actually going to make their first change as well. And it is the number 14, Dario Saric, who's coming off from the midfield, and the Cologne player Denis Hussein Basic is coming on to win his first cap for Bosnia. So let's bring in Leon again with those changes being made. A couple of words maybe on some of the players who've gone off. Palmer obviously, and Eza.
Well, first on them, those two are the players that lit the game up in that most in the first half, but also they've helped step the tempo up in the second half. I think they'll be really pleased with the performance. I'd be amazed if both of them two aren't on the plane. Now it's opportunity for those coming on to make sure they are in the squad, and as you mentioned, very good opportunity for young Branthwaite and Wharton, both making their England debuts. Both have had brilliant seasons and deserve the opportunity.
So much changed England team now, 1-0 up as Jared Bowen sets off on a run and gets his legs taken away from him. Radelic just slid in, took him down. That's going to be a yellow card for him as well, and it's a free kick to England. Actually, correction, Gazi Begovic it was who put in the challenge, and he's booked.
Really positive run, that from Jared Bowen.
You have 5 seconds before the door is sealed.
Looks to go on the in.
And England have really stepped it up in the second half. We've only occasionally seen the Bosnians come forward.
Yeah, they have, yeah, that's what I mean. They're starting to stay in that pressure now. They're starting to really trying to suffocate Bosnia. They're picking up all the second balls when they're coming out of the box. They're getting on it. They're playing passes through the lines and delivering into decent areas. And Bosnia find it tough now.
And We'll just see this England corner. Madison waiting to take it, but the Bosnian player just receiving some treatment. England 1, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0. Cole Palmer being substituted immediately after scoring his first goal. The Premier League Young Player of the Season, his first goal from England. And just as we were discussing a few minutes before that, he did that again with his trademark coolness. So Cole Palmer's goal after his 25 for Chelsea and 2 for Manchester City this season. Okay, here's the England corner. Madison with the out swinger, which is headed down with a deflection and then cleared away, just battered away to the halfway line, where Konza is able to bring the ball under control and giving it out towards the left-hand side to the newly arrived Wharton. Now here's Grealish carrying the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Across it comes from Gallagher, back to Wharton, takes a double touch, passes it into the path of Grealish. Grealish into the area, not scored since December, just the 3 goals this season, Jack Grealish. Wharton with a cross, it's gone all the way across to Harry Kane at the back post. He was able to get it under control. Kane now to the Gallagher with a shot, that's blocked by a defender, then headed away on the edge of the box, back to England again, and the foul's been given for Madison's challenge on the edge of the box. I must say it's good to see Harry Kane as well. Last time we saw him, he was substituted in the Bernabeu when Bayern Munich were 1-0 up late in the game in the semi-final. But Thomas Tuchel said on the night Kane had to come off because of this back problem. Didn't play in the remaining games for Bayern Munich. So it is very reassuring to see Harry Kane on the pitch for England.
I think if we're going to have any real chance of winning the Euros, Harry Kane has to be fully fit and raring to go. He's had a fantastic season, by the way, in Germany. He's been one of the best players in the Bundesliga this season.
It's stating the obvious, but you're right, Kane and Bellingham. As England break forward again, and here is Harry Kane now receiving it from Bowen, and Kane goes for goal, but it's blocked by a defender. I think Alexander-Arnold might just allow that to bounce out, which he does. So we are halfway through the second half on 5 Live here at St James's Park on this summer's evening. England 1-0 up, and here's Ian Dennis to take it through to the end.
Thank you, John. So England attacking the Gallagate end in their all-purple from left to right as we look. Have a corner kick on this near side the right, which James Maddison is going to take. Only his 4th appearance since he joined Tottenham for England. In towards the near post, looking for the former Tottenham player Harry Kane, but it goes behind for a goal kick. And now that the fact that we've got Adam Wharton making his England debut alongside Jared Branthwaite with his England bow, I calculate that Gareth Southgate he's teetering on the verge of a century. 99 different players and 66 debuts during the tenure of the England manager.
Brilliant, that one. He's changed it, hasn't he? Really, he's changed it. The England players now like going to the England camps. They actually love it. He's changed the environment, the culture of the full squad and how it works. But you can see that when they're playing. You can see they're actually happy to go on international duty. They look like they love it.
Well, 4 years ago, he had an 11 that had just 54 caps against Wales, the lowest since. They played Australia back in 1980. Remember being in Dortmund a few years earlier when there was only 101 caps for the game against Germany. So he's invested his time, and it's certainly we've seen the fruition of that in recent years, and it continues. And Adam Wharton has had a sensational 6 months when you consider that he only moved to Selhurst Park from Blackburn in January. But he's impressed in the few days that he spent with his first call-up. Gareth Southgate likes the fact that he can pass the ball forward. That's his first intention. It was a great little cross as well that he whipped in. Quite slight and slender with his shaven head. But he's a real prospect. And here he is, actually, Wharton on the edge of the area. And again, it's out towards Conster, now playing as a left-back. Stands over the cross towards Harry Kane. Heads it over the top. The thing is, though, Leon Osman also with us, as well as Jonathan Woodgate. There's a flexibility about this and an adaptability about England. Conster's now playing left-back. Alexander-Arnold has moved from midfield to right-back.
Yeah, there's a lot of technicians within the squad now. Everybody can play multiple positions. You'd call them footballers rather than, defender first or midfield first. They can all play anywhere You know, as you said, there's a confidence about everybody that steps onto the pitch.
Cosmic Crisp. Heavenly taste.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works.
you